Oh,
What's up, Michael Nelson?
Oh, we may have a big big time guest here, folks.
Nope.
He just inboxed me. Hopefully, it may happen. My guy. I don't know if you've been checking it out. I've been talking to him back and forth. Mr. Law Nation.
Mr.
Law Nation. He's the man. I've been waiting. What can I say? I hope he calls in. He said he was going to hit me with a test call just now. So we may see if that's coming in. If Law Nation calls in, we're going to basically talk to him about what he thinks about the season, his projections, basically his background, because I know when I seen his videos, man, his videos were hot. The all-22 film. Not everybody has the all-22 film.
He has great insight.
Great insight.
Great insight.
He's a Cowboys guy. And that's what gets you excited, listen to somebody else, because I was listening to his round table and he was saying we don't always want to hear the ESPN guys. We don't always want to hear the Trent Dilfers or Charles Woodson or Keyshawn Johnson, these guys that have been there. We want to hear what we got to say too. So it's good to hear our perspective and not always hear those guys, because those guys ain't always on the hem. Look at Herm Edwards.
Right.
You offer your rocker a little bit. Honestly, I'm just keeping it real. You offer your rocker a little bit, Herm Edwards, if you're sitting there saying Zeke is not there yet. Yes, he has things to work on, but when you sitting there saying he's not a complete back, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
that sounds dumb. Like you coasting the NFL, dude.
That's
how do you not say that's a
statement.
dumb statement to me? Like that doesn't make sense. You coasting the NFL, dude. You played in the NFL. How can you sit there and say he's not a complete back? Stop using that offensive line.
He's probably one of the most complete backs to ever come out of college football. I mean, I can only think of maybe a couple that were even close, but man, I mean, who was a better running back to come out? I mean, who was more prepared?
Exactly.
You look at maybe, I don't know, Marshall Faulk.
Exactly.
I'm struggling. I can't think over here because there's not that many.
Exactly.
You know, the only thing I'm really going to give Le'Veon Bell credit as being a little better at, like for sure, you can notice, slow start to find the hole and then he goes. But Zeke's patient too. It's like Le'Veon almost like doesn't get started. It's really, he's incredible at that. That's one thing that's like,
I mean,
he's got a very elite
talent. He has his own style, and
right.
People are starting to try to copy it now.
Yeah.
But if you're Herm Edwards and you sit there and say he is not a complete back, and then they always use this crutch of our offensive line, like that's our fault. That's not our fault. That's what you're supposed.
Do you remember what happened in 2015 though?
I mean, what are you supposed to do?
We had that same line in 2015.
I need to know, what are you supposed to do as a team? Are you not supposed to build an offensive line to where you basically are dominating the league? That's how you win up front. You don't win with your specialty positions. You win up front. If you don't win up front, you don't win games.
Yep.
I mean, I don't understand that. I don't get that, because if you're talking about Herm Edwards, these guys are better, and you're saying, oh, but he has that offensive line, you sound foolish, bro. Like,
you're supposed to have an offensive line.
You're supposed to have that. That's what every team's supposed to have, an offensive line.
And what makes that offensive line look good? Good running backs, good quarterbacks, good receivers that make plays, and it's always going to go back to, well, the offensive line gives them time. The offensive line opens up holes.
That's what it's supposed
to do.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to do.
Oh my goodness, they have the best line ever for him to
That's
run
what
behind.
it's supposed to have.
That's what
all these other teams are out there saying, no, we got the best offensive line. Why are you trying to compare them?
We built that offensive line to block for Romo.
Right.
And it just so happens that they're also nasty rush blockers, and we happen to have one of the most elite young running backs to ever come out of college.
Right.
So, perfect storm, man. Let's see.
Producer G over there cooking it up.
Yeah, Law Nation on the line.
Oh, goodness.
There he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, give us a few minutes. We got Law Nation on the line.
Law Nation on the line.
How you doing today, sir?
Yeah, man. Nothing to it, man. You guys live now, or?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're live. 3:30.
Yeah, we're live right now.
Yeah, you are on the show. We're 3:30 Eastern time. We started it. Ready to catch you off guard.
Okay, I'm behind the. Nah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm sitting around here in Central Time.
Hey,
it's a process, man, of moving to Houston or Dallas. So it's in between. I'm in the bivouacs of life, you know. So either I'm going to the armpit, unfortunately, or I'm going to Dallas. So
exactly.
Get down there, my man, so we can come see you.
I'm following right behind you, big dog. Following right behind you. Hey, Law, I want to just give a little background. I appreciate you calling. We have been talking back and forth. I just want to give you a quick shout out before I give you, tell a little bit about yourself. My thing, I met, I seen your page on YouTube. I've been a Cowboys fan since '70s, and I was always wanting somebody to break down film. I'm a guy that I like looking at the game, but I've scouted and things of that nature. When I see somebody can actually break down the game and show different angles and actually give me what my fix, it really gets me excited. And when I seen your videos, it just was off the chains. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into it, and just basically just talk to me.
All right, well, pretty much this is I just love football, and my first heart is basketball. Of course, I can actually break down basketball, but I've been following the Cowboys since the '80s, and it's just one of those things that I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, and you get tired of the ESPNs of the world and the NFL Network and the now quote unquote FS1 Fox, news, and so I just wanted to put my opinion out there to the masses and give players a chance and opportunity to see, a lot of people argue the fact that, for example, Terrence Williams, everybody say, oh, he's a body catcher.
Right.
But those who didn't pretty much watch football in the early or the late, the early 90s and in the late 80s.
I'm pointing at Jack. I don't mean to cut you off, Law, but this is the dude that says
me.
body
That's
catcher.
me
so you're
all
talking
day.
about him, so I didn't mean to cut you off. That's him.
It's my pet peeve. I mean, I know he looks just like Michael Irvin doing it, but man, I hate it.
Tell him, Law.
Michael Irvin, that catch. Look back at the Bills game. That catch when he scored that first touchdown, body going across the middle, body. He's one of the best body catchers of all time. But at the same time, it's a different breed out there. Of course, this day and time, they want finesse receivers, but we got that, Yep. Dez Bryant catches the ball with his hands. He's catching the ball with his hands, but his strong hands.
Right.
Got soft hands too as well. Strong hand once the ball is in his hands. We got the Cole Beasleys of the world. So you got a complex, you got a different, vibe of athletes that can catch the ball with their hands or what have you. So this team, man, they got so many elements of where they're going to improve at out there just far as offense. Now, another thing I want to point out too is I'm getting a lot of heat, man, for this 53-man roster. A lot of people just don't understand that. Of course, I love the J. Hod Thomases of the world. I love the fact that I love Alfred Morris, but we just can't find room to put everybody on the team. Somebody's going to be the odd man out. I love Lucky Whitehead, but you can't have Lucky Whitehead, Ryan Switchers of the world, and Cole Beasley. Those guys, none of them 5'11", I think guys like that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just we're agreeing with you because I know we've been saying from the very beginning. I like Jahad Thomas, but number one, he hasn't even been practicing because he's been having hamstring issues. And then when you have as much as I like Alfred Morris as far as his leadership, he doesn't bring the burst. He doesn't have that explosiveness. He can't play special teams. Takes a while to get started. So when you have a Darren McFadden and you have other guys that can do other things except playing one position, that's the biggest thing with the Dallas Cowboys. If you look at on our defense, on our offense, players play multiple positions, and if you can't do that, you're not going to be valuable to our team, and we're going to have to get somebody else. That's just my opinion on it.
Right. Special team is everything. That's where you win the games in the trenches. You got to be flexible enough to play special teams. And you got a one-dimensional guy, one-cut run guy like Alfred Morris of the world. He can't catch well out of the backfield. He's a liability at that. And his blocking is just not
terrible.
Of superb, So why would you hold him on to your team? The same scenario with Lucky Whitehead. This is what, third year. He can't run a 9 route. He can't run a dig comeback route. So when you got a gadget player that can just be limited on the roster, what you doing?
Exactly.
You can't. I like what Brian Broder said as far as drafting, right? You can't window dress your board. Same thing. You can't window dress your roster. Even for instance, our defensive line. I selected 10 defensive linemen. We know that somebody's going to get cut.
Exactly.
You're just not going to go with 11 defensive line. So when David Irvin is a blessing in disguise, but at the same token, when he gets back, somebody's going to be the odd man out because
somebody got to
go.
go.
Just how it's going to roll.
It's just numbers.
Somebody got to go.
And this is what I was saying, Law. When you got defensive ends, when you got a David Herm, you got a Taco Charlton, you got a Charles Tapper who we haven't seen, you still got a Demarcus Lawrence, and you know me and you have hit on it. Well, you hit on it, I hit on it as well with Demontre Moore. I feel like he is going to be, I feel like he may have finally got the light, may have switched on with him. He's a Texas boy. He played with Texas A&M. I mean, he had 5.5 sacks his second year. He can't get after the quarterback. Honestly, I think he's probably one of our best rushers as the defensive end position. He's a dark horse. So when you see that competition, it's a 46-man game day roster. Somebody's not going to be activated, so that's why the competition is going to be fierce. You have a Joey Ivy who's a 7th round pick who looks good, but he may not even be on an active roster because we have so much depth. Stephen Paya, who signed for a 1-year deal, and then you got Cedric Thornton, who's making $5 million. He has to start, and he's looking better. But you see what I'm saying? There's so much competition right there. It's crazy.
And whenever you got somebody explosive off the edge like Demontre Moore, and the footsteps allow for Demarcus Lawrence. If D-Law don't show up this year, then he may be signing his walking papers.
Yep, we've been on that.
Now let me ask you. I want to ask you a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? Because we got some other people calling in, Law. I want to ask you a couple questions before we get off here. Number one, we've been saying this before, and I've really been on Demarcus Lawrence. Do you think that if he gets 10 sacks, I think it's fool's gold. I think we should not still sign him to a long-term type big deal if he gets 10 sacks, because I just don't think he's that guy. What's your opinion on him?
He could be that guy. What's that? Was it Hatcher? Who was that guy that just showed up there last year? Jason Hatcher. He could be that same guy, just explosive and just show up and just be the guy that everybody kind of lean towards, and then gets his money and it's gonna disappear. You know, so it's a fickle process with D-Law, man. We gave up a lot. We turned in a lot of money for him.
Yes.
For him to be mediocre.
Exactly.
The way he been. It's time to collect, you know. It's time out for that, man. We got to have a philosophy, quote unquote, I hate to say it, like the Patriots, the worlds, you know.
Yep.
I mean,
trade them. We've been saying that too before it's 2 years late.
Exactly. Let's not get. I mean, the Patriots got rid of 2 of their best defensive linemen as far as linebackers, and they still went to the Super Bowl and won. So obviously they know what they're doing. One last question I got for you, Law. What do you think about the secondary? Out of everybody you look, to me, I love Jordan Lewis. I've shown tons of videos of him. I think he's special. I think the only reason why he wasn't a top 15 pick because he wasn't 6 foot 215 pounds. He's special. What do you think out of that secondary? Who do you think is going to be the man in that secondary this year?
The
Who's your camp MVP?
Cheeto. Man, Cheeto is going to be that guy. He's versatile enough to be playing into the inside. He can flex out to the safety spot. He can play left or right corner. He's got a dog tenacity. He flies out to the ball. He's explosive enough to take away either your primary or secondary receiver. So I just have a lot of high expectation for him. Now, as far as the Xavier Woods, I want to see more out of him. Of course, nobody's in pads, so safety kind of gets shunned out during this period because everybody playing around with t-shirts and shorts on.
Right.
When we put these pads on, and they got to come across that middle, we'll see how valuable Xavier Woods of the world and the other kid, number 35, Kevon Frazier. I think they're going to step up, and don't sleep on Jeff Heath, guys. He's one of those guys that's a student of the game, just has that knack or that instinct to fly out to the ball. He's one of those guys that I'm saying, like, man, my God, just give him a chance. So look for him. And then as far as the Nolan Carroll, I know that he got a bad smear, smudge on his name, and a lot of Cowboy fans and others of the world want to get rid of him.
That's me again.
But he's a veteran president. He just needs to stop drinking and driving. It's a major thing about drunk drivers.
Right.
But if he can pick off Eli, that's all I need, you know. And of course, he don't turn his head around to the ball, but we play a lot of Tampa 2. Only time we play like single high safety is pretty much on first down or what have you, and most teams kind of run on us on first down.
And he doesn't have to guard Dez or Terrence Williams.
Exposed.
Right.
Yeah, Dez and Terrence Williams. So
he doesn't have to guard them, so he might be.
Shout out to Nolan Carroll. He don't have to face Dez Bryant anymore.
Exactly. You just got to face him in practice. Hey, so So
right, just had to face some practice.
Exactly.
Guys.
So that's going to get you better. So, like, one last question before we get off here. I appreciate your call. Who's your camp MVP?
Okay. Oh, my camp MVP right now, unfortunately, I don't have one, but I've got my eyes on Ryan Switzer.
Okay.
Here's why. I love what I have seen and hear from Ryan. He takes away the Lance Dunbar factor, right? You know how explosive we needed somebody out there for us to run it back, and Zeke the Freak did that for us last year.
Right.
We just need somebody else that's comparable enough with Dez Bryant to be explosive, and I think Ryan can take it to the house. He can get to 0 to 60, or he can get 50 yards out, and he can just be that explosive guy. So I'm thinking, with my limited knowledge of the football, right, is that, as they say, my limited knowledge of football is the fact that Dak Prescott, he's going to be he's developing that type of continuity and poise with Ryan Switzer. And when we are like third down, I hate to take Zeke off the field. At least we won't see the drop off like we had last year. Right. When we had Lance Dunbar out there just looking lost like a lost puppy.
Exactly. He was just so scary out there.
Do you see Switzer? Do you see Switzer returning punts for us day one?
Oh my God, yeah. I see Switzer,
I'm just making.
I went back and charted half of his games. This guy, man, I don't know. I know it's gonna keep it PG-13, but this guy got cojones, man. I mean, he played. He would take a look back. I think it was a Clemson game I was looking at, and I said, "Man, he's not gonna catch that ball. He's gonna fair catch it. He's gonna fair catch it." He caught it anyway. Even the players running down there trying to knock him off the edges and stuff like that. He caught it anyway. They kind of let up. And guess what? He took it to the house, baby.
Yeah.
That guy got some cojones, man.
Yeah.
I think he's from North Carolina's not a big program as it relates to football, if I can say that. But I'm thinking Will McClay getting these big time guys that's known to play in front of the spotlight, so they won't choke. You know.
Yeah.
When they get down there in Texas Stadium, and they get down there to playing games out on the road and stuff like that, those guys are ready. They got their game face on. They're not going to punk down. They're not going to fold up like cheap tents. They out there ready to score. They're going to slap it down on them. And watch this. I'm thinking right now that Dak Prescott, I know I'm taking up all you guys' time, but I'm thinking right now that this guy, right now, he's going to be the type of guy that will not let up when he's up 28 points or when he's up 30 points. I think he got that killer instincts, you know.
I 100% agree, and I can't wait to see it this year. Hey, Law, I appreciate you so much. Like, you don't understand. I appreciate you so much. Your knowledge. Keep pumping them videos out, because you know I'm going to be on them videos.
Let's get a Switcher video out soon.
Yeah.
Let's work on something.
Maybe we can get you in here as a regular guest.
Yes.
And we have another show.
Yeah, man.
We've got another show tonight if you want to call in too.
Yes. So if you're not doing anything tonight,
we appreciate it.
All right. If you're not doing anything later on tonight from 6:30 to 8:30, give us a call in, man. We always want you to call in. If you can be like a weekly guy, if you choose, we'll come in and give us your thing when we get to ready for the regular season. That'd be awesome, dog.
Let you lay down the law.
We love what you do, and we appreciate what you do, man.
All right, guys.
All right, man. We appreciate you.
Salute.
Salutes. That was Law Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Law
the
Nation.
sultry sounds of
Law Nation. I mean, dude is a beast. Like I said, man, that dude is awesome. I started checking out his videos a while back, and I was like, man, when he was coming with the all 22 film, when he was coming with that, I was like, man, this is what I like to do. I like to see the breakdown.
And he's just got that just real that
voice.
Real calm tone, demeanor. And it's just real smooth to listen to. You're watching it, and it's just like you get entranced because you just hear him. And it's almost like watching NFL films. I mean, it's.
And just like he was saying, we all don't want to watch the ESPNs of the world and watch all those other people talk. Yeah. We got Cowboys knowledge too, and let's bring it to the table. So I appreciate you,
Big
Law
shout
Nation.
out for the calling.
If you ain't got nothing to do it later, call in again at 6:30 so we can talk some more Cowboys football. Appreciate Law Nation in the house.
In the house.
Silver Blue Nation in the house. I think we may have another caller.
Silver Blue.
See here in a minute.
I saw